Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content I will be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the NFL world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be discussing how the Dallas Cowboys should take their approach heading into the 2025 NFL Draft. Now, we're a week away from the NFL Draft, and the Dallas Cowboys have a lot of holes to fill for this upcoming NFL Draft as they head into the 2025-26 NFL regular season. And there's a lot of holes to be filled. We didn't do much in free agency as usual. So I'll be going over the moves that the Dallas Cowboys need to make to help themselves improve heading into the NFL Draft. So there's something that I need to address the elephant in the room. The Dallas Cowboys do not trade Micah Parsons before or during the NFL Draft. It'd be a waste of your time. Micah Parsons needs to stay in Dallas. And Micah Parsons is one of the most passionate players that wear the star and represent the Dallas Cowboys that's remaining on this NFL roster for us. And it would be a mistake if we let Micah Parsons go, if we traded him. And I understand that it's going to be a big task for us to re-sign him. But damn it, if Jerry Jones has money to throw around at Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and sign both of them last year for a combined total of $376 million, he's got some millions as a billionaire to make some millions stretch and make Micah Parsons remain on this Dallas Cowboys team. Pull your weight around, Jerry Jones, because you're going to need a player like that if you have any aspirations to go after another Super Bowl or see another Super Bowl before your time on planet Earth is over. But as I digress, Micah Parsons is one hell of a player. I know he could get himself involved in the media scandals. He could get himself involved putting more time and effort into his podcast at times than what it looks like on the field. But Micah Parsons, don't get it twisted, he is one hell of a player. He has the highest pass rush rate in the NFL since 2022. He has 52.5 sacks in his first 4 seasons. He's a difference maker every time he's on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. No matter how bad, example last year, we were a terrible team all across the board. And our defense was getting belt-to-ass treatments while Micah Parsons was out of the lineup. But when he got back to the lineup towards the end of the season, our defense started to play better as a collective unit. Why? Because number 11 is a big difference maker on that football field for us. So I think it would be a mistake to let Micah Parsons go. And you would hate to see Micah Parsons, for some people that believe that Micah Parsons is an overrated player, to go to a different team and be a true difference maker and help them win a Super Bowl, something that he could have did in Dallas if the Dallas Cowboys don't give up on him. I mean, this is obviously the best pass rusher since DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware is obviously an NFL Hall of Famer, but we cannot waste the prime years of Micah Parsons. We got to keep him in Dallas. We got to keep him happy. We got to build around him, and you can't let a player like that go. And I had a conversation with the guys the other day. They're like, well, what if you trade Micah Parsons to get some draft capital? As great as this NFL pass rush is for this NFL draft of guys like Abdul Carter or Jalen Walker, there's several other talented pass rushers. I don't think there's a pass rusher that can reach the maximum of what I see out of Micah Parsons. Again, 52.5 sacks in 4 years in the NFL. You're doing something right. I think there's only been a total of 6 players to reach that ceiling that quickly in their first 4 NFL seasons. So number 11 has definitely been a blessing for the Dallas Cowboys. And you got lucky that he was still on the board in the 2021 draft to get him at the position that you drafted him in. Don't waste him. Keep him in Dallas. But my rant is over. This is how the Dallas Cowboys should approach the NFL Draft. Round 1, we need to go after a wide receiver. Now, we need to hit it out of the park with a wide receiver in round 1. I think the offensive side of the ball needs to be addressed first. And I think we need a playmaker. I wouldn't be mad if we go running back first overall in the draft this year. But we need a wide receiver in the first round because outside of CeeDee Lamb, we have no difference makers. I mean, Brandon Cooks is back in New Orleans now, but he wasn't being a serviceable number 2 wide receiver behind CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Tolbert, I don't think he's ready to take that leap yet. Didn't really show it last season. Jonathan Mingo, for whatever reason, Jerry Jones gave up a damn 4th-round pick for it. I didn't see him be a difference maker. So we needed another solid wide receiver, a number 2 wide receiver playing alongside CeeDee Lamb. I like McMillan. wide receiver from Arizona. He's a physical wide receiver, great route runner, knows how to create separations from cornerbacks on the field when he wants the ball in his hands. Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas. He's a speed demon, 4.2 40 time, could take this top off of all defenders on the defense. I think he has a lot of upside, a lot of potential in the NFL, a good route runner as well. Emeka Ibuka, wide receiver from Ohio State, or Luther Burden, wide receiver from Missouri, could be reaches at number 12 for us, but I think they are good route runners in their own rights, and I think their upside and their potential that they can have in the National Football League is very high. So I wouldn't be mad if we went with Emeka Ibuka or Luther Burden, depending on how the draft plays out. But man, I would love to have McMillan or Matthew Golden. I think both of them would be tremendous fits in Dallas. I think McMillan, going back to him, this is a wide receiver that's a physical guy that likes to be aggressive to get the ball in his hands, a great route runner. He could actually line him up on the outside, or he's a type of slot receiver that could give a lot of nickel cornerbacks some problems. So I would like to have him. But Matthew Golden, man, I mean, this is a guy from Texas. I mean, he stood out, yes. I mean, he's a little undersized. I think he's under 200 pounds as a wide receiver, but he makes up for it in the speed department. I think he might be 5'11". He might have the height range from 5'11 to 5'9 to 5'11". I might be wrong on that. But I think Matthew Golden, don't get me wrong, I mean, maybe he could be a reach at 12, but I think he also could be a tremendous player as well based off of this 4.2 40 time and the fact that he has no problem taking the top off of defenses, and he's a great playmaker with the ball in his hands. I think this could be somebody that you would like to have if you're Brian Schottenheimer heading into your offense for the 2025-26 NFL season. But again, these four wide receivers, I don't think we could go wrong with at 12. I honestly, Ashton Genty is probably going to be gone by the time we pick. If Ashton Genty was still on the board, I would love to have him. But I just don't think we should go after anything else in the first round other than a dynamic playmaker that's going to make the offense better. So I would like for us to go at wide receiver at 12. Second round, I will either go cornerback or running back, but I lean more towards a cornerback because with DaRon Bland, that he missed a lot of time last year, and Trayvon Diggs was obviously not 100% last year coming back from that torn ACL. And everybody knows whether you're an athlete in sports or recovered from a torn ACL, your knee doesn't really get stronger until recovering from that, probably until a year or so, or a year or longer after that. I mean, the recovery time is from 6 to 9 months, or it could range from 9 to 12 months, but you're not going to feel 100% healthy in that right or left knee until time goes on. So you could obviously tell that Trayvon Diggs was not 100%. I think that, yeah, we did shut him down towards the end of the season as well. So, and the secondary was awful last year. I mean, we had a lot of no names out there, and I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, and I still can't think of some of the names that were out there playing cornerback for us last year. I mean, there was a lot of mismatches out there for us that wide receivers were feeding off of, and that's one of the reasons why our defense was as bad as it was last year. So, I really think that Matt Eberflus coming in as being our defensive coordinator next year, or this year upcoming, it wouldn't be a bad idea to draft a corner in the second round to have Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland play on the outside, and then you got to have this cornerback that you draft in the second round play in the nickel position. With having a possible good 3-corner tandem for this Dallas Cowboys defense that's going to need some playmakers this year, that wouldn't be a bad idea for us to draft a cornerback a second overall for our NFL draft this year. So I would go corner second in the second round. That third round, if you're not going to do it in the first or second round, go ahead and get a running back in the third round. Now, the Cowboys, their offense needs an effective running back. We need an effective running game, and that's something we really have not seen in quite some time in Dallas. I refer back to the 2022-23 regular season was, in my opinion, the last time we had an effective running game where, yes, Ezekiel Elliott was slowing down, but that was when we had the pop of what Tony Pollard could give us. And with that fibula injury, the following year, Tony Pollard wasn't doing it for me. I mean, he did sneak away with a 1,000-yard season, but he was not effective at all because I think who only had like 1 or 2 100-yard rushing games, and that's not enough to be an effective running back, a bell cow back, especially in a high-powered offense that the Cowboys have had over the last couple of years. Last year, the running game was ineffective until the second half when Mike McCarthy started to believe in Rico more and faded away from Ezekiel Elliott. But I think we need a running game, an effective running back to take the pressure off of Dak Prescott that's going to be coming back from a hamstring injury. And you don't want Dak Prescott throwing the ball 30 to 40 times. That's an unwinning formula in Dallas. Of course, Rico went to the Carolina Panthers during NFL free agency, so we don't have him. But I'm looking at this Cowboys running back room. I hardly have faith in the room as we speak today. I mean, we signed a washed Miles Sanders. Jamal Williams, his best days, in my opinion, were behind him in Denver. I think that's the reason why they moved away from him. And Deuce, I see the speed and the potential out of Deuce, but I don't see him being a true difference maker in this backfield, because if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now heading into his third NFL season, especially with Mike McCarthy not really know what to do in the running department with the wash Ezekiel Elliott, and Enrico was starting to take the snaps, and Deuce wasn't really in the mix. So this running back room does not make me feel confident heading into this upcoming NFL season. So maybe somebody, I'm looking at the board, maybe Dylan Sampson, running back from Tennessee, could be there in the third round. I think he's the ranked 5th or 6th best running back in this class. So if you could get him in the third round, you can't go wrong with how serviceable he was for Tennessee playing in the SEC conference over the last few years. So I would like to pick. We have 10 picks, so I'm not going to go over each and every single round. So to close out, I will say that the Cowboys in the later rounds, we need to get a linebacker, address the defense at possibly an edge rusher or defensive tackle, and address the offensive line. Now, DeMar Overshown is one hell of a linebacker. It's definitely made me become a fan watching him on a daily basis, watching Cowboys football. But I think he's going to be set to miss most of the 2025 regular season. He is. That knee injury that he suffered towards the end of the year, he had to have surgery to repair his ACL, his MCL, and his PCL. So even if he comes back, I don't expect him to be 100% healthy for this season. That's going to take some time to get up to speed for him. But I hope Overshown can prove me wrong, get back on the field, and be a difference maker for us as soon as possible. But we're definitely going to need a linebacker, because something that the Dallas Cowboys could not do for years is stop the run. And that's why we got gashed in the trenches last year. Well, not because of Overshown, but over the years, not having an effective linebacker to play in the core of that defense. And we need a defensive tackle as well. Again, that addresses the point of me saying us getting slashed in the running game. Odigizua, we re-signed him, so he's still there, but I think we could use another defensive tackle. Edge rusher as well. DeMarcus Lawrence has left town, signed with the Seattle Seahawks during NFL free agency. I wouldn't mind seeing us get another edge rusher to in the later rounds to play alongside Michael Parsons or be a part of that pass rush rotation. The offensive line needs to be addressed as well, because we're in a new era of Dallas where the Great Wall of Dallas of players like Tyrone Smith, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick have all retired. So I think we need to address the offensive line in the later rounds as well. But the Cowboys need to hit it off the park for this NFL draft, because you have the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. You have the Washington Commanders that were just in an NFC championship. And the New York Giants, they can't afford to whiff on this NFL draft. So the Cowboys need to do everything in their power to have a successful NFL draft if they want to keep afloat in this NFC East division for the 2025-2026 regular season. But those are my thoughts on how the Cowboys should approach the NFL draft. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.